I'm going to show you guys how to do some Puerto Rican style flan. I guess to start, I'll just say that flan isn't exactly like originated from Puerto Rico, but we do have our own style. There's lots of different styles, lots of different flavors out there. There's like guava. I saw like a macchiato flan. There's cheese. We're gonna do cheese flan today, but vanilla, I guess, is the standard, so to speak. So yeah, I guess we'll just start it out. The flan will start with a caramel base. There are two types of caramel. There's wet and dry. This is dry. Obviously, the difference is the wet has a little bit of water added to it before you melt it. And then, so basically, so this is going to be the example. This is a 8-inch round cake tin, and on the bottom of it, I put 1/2 cup of sugar. Sometimes people will put bump it up to 3/4 just so they have enough caramel to decorate onto the flan when you cut it, but I think 1/2 cup is good whenever you're serving it for people. And then so basically all you have to do is you just heat it up on the stove. The maximum heat should be medium. Any higher than that, you're at risk for burning it. It's going to take a little bit of time as you're heating it, but once you start to see bubbles, you want to start shaking the sugar a little bit to make sure that you maintain a nice even layer of the sugar, because again, if once you get too hot, it is at risk for burning. We're going to start with the caramelization of the sugar. Alright, so I'm just going to add enough sugar to just make sure that the entire bottom of the pan is lined. I need a little more. There we go. So it's until the whole bottom is lined. And right now the heater is on medium heat, just below medium heat. So like I said, this process is going to take a few minutes, but once it starts to bubble, that's when you got to start paying attention. You can start to see it's starting to melt a little bit. You see the ripples. So very soon it should start to bubble a little bit. You can see it starting to move, starting to caramelize. You can see it actively. Yeah, right now it's going to start to melt. You can start to see the bubbles here. That's what you're looking for. So you got to make sure to keep it moving, because if you keep it still, it'll just burn in one place.
So when you did
The setting process is very quick. It'll cool off very quickly. So,
so you don't have to wait a long time before you fill it and bake it.
You can start to see. Once you see that color, that means it's about done. So right when you start to see that whiteness, that means that you gotta take it off the heat. So you can see it. I mean, this is a nonstick pan, so it's gonna not really hold it, but you can see. Of course, I'm simply putting it in a bowl just so that in case any eggshells come out. The 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. 1 cup of sugar. And I usually put, almost always I put the cream cheese last. I find that it'll blend easier and quicker if you put the cream cheese on top, and it'll go down and blend. Because when you put it on the bottom, it'll catch on the bottom. It'll be hard to get out.
And it should be at room temperature.
Yes.
The eggs and the
Cream cheese, yeah. Okay, so that's everything. All right, and then you just. The reason I have this glass thing is because this is going to form a water bath for the flan that is called a baño de Maria, water bath. And so that's supposed to just help it make sure that the cooking is nice and even. All right. So, and then all you do is you just pour it directly on.
That helps it from preventing cracking, too.
And then the water level should go about halfway up of the container. And then the aluminum foil will go on top. It has kind of a dual purpose. It helps just keeping the heat in as well as preventing the top from browning while it's in the oven. Because it's going to be in the oven for about an hour and a half. Yeah, so, and of course at 350 degrees.